welcome all. You're watching Football Daddy. I'm Ankit Agarwal, and as usual, I'm joined by my good friend Saksham Maria. Today marks the beginning of long 2 weeks of international break where we watch mindless friendlies and hope our FPL picks don't incur a major injury. Since we both had a lot of time on our hands, we decided to watch almost 3 months of Premier League highlights and come up with 10 key points that we thought are of interesting note from the Premier League season so far. So smash the like button if you like what you see today, and also comment down below if you want to see us making a part 2 of this video at a later stage in the season. Saksham, you have prepared 5 points. I have prepared 5 points. Together, we have 10 key points for the Premier League season so far. What do you say?
So far the season has been really unpredictable, and it's kind of hard to judge what's going to happen next. But I think these 10 points, these 10 key points, are going to sort of summarize what's going to happen, what has sort of happened till now, and might help us project what's going to happen next in the coming few game weeks. So let's get right into it. So Ankit, I think let's begin with the point number 10, transition.
Okay, Saksham. So the point number 10 that we have picked is Villa's Holy Grealish. Jack Grealish has really kicked on Villa's new season on a high, scoring 4 goals and 5 assists in 7 games. Averaging 3.1 shots per game and 2.7 key passes per game, he's currently the most fouled player in the Premier League. His partnership with Ollie Watkins and Ross Barkley, with Trezeguet and Bertrand Traore, has really given Aston Villa's attack a very potent look. Grealish is amazing, but it was Villa's defense last season that was a major cause of concern for Dean Smith. Conceding 67 goals and almost topping the charts for the most conceded shots, Villa's defense was extremely poor last season. The enforced break last season gave Dean Smith much needed time to change Villa's defensive shape and reduce the number of risks that the defenders were taking. This season, they signed Matt Cashy from Nottingham Forest and also Martinez from Arsenal, who, by the way, kept a clean sheet against his own previous team. So they signed Martinez from Arsenal, and they have managed to keep 3 clean sheets in the first 4 games and have gone from expected to concede the most number of goals at the starting of the season to the 4th fewest right now, ahead of the champions Liverpool. So Saksham, let's move on to the next point.
So when the season started, we were looking at Spurs at finishing somewhere between 4th and 5th. But right now, given how Spurs is performing, they kind of look like the top 4 team. Spurs have the highest goal difference as of yet. They have a goal difference of 10. And in the post-match interview, Mourinho said that after the Aston Villa's game, there has been some kind of shift in the mentality of the team in the dressing room, and from open play they have shifted to sort of a conservative play, and you can see from the score line, from a 3-3 draw, now the score line is somewhere between 1-0 and 2-1. And given lineup, I mean, there's lots on in the team, so there's not much to say. But Mourinho's team always have been some of the best top 3 teams, some of the most consistent teams. So this is going to be really, really challenging for the other teams. Let's see how it goes. Going to the next point, Ankit.
Everton's sweet tooth. James Rodriguez might not have been the most popular name on the fans' mouth when he arrived to the Premier League. Overshadowed in the Bernabeu last season, Ancelotti saw the chance to sign the Golden Boy to the Toffees' rebuild project, and he went for it. Since then, he has been setting the Premier League stage on fire, posting 3 goals and 3 assists in his first 6 games. With him in the team, Everton looks a really strong side going forward. They do lack the depth in the tumultuous season lying ahead, but a lack of involvement in the European games might just be a blessing in disguise for Everton this season. It will be interesting to see what Everton does after they regain their full strength, with Richarlison expected to return in the Fulham game in the next game week. So Ancelotti is really doing a good work, but I think Everton has got a good team to go forward this season. Moving forward to the next point, Saksham, what do you got?
When Leeds came into the season, I think everyone was expecting sort of a Leicester play, but so far they have kind of fallen short. Only 3 teams have worse goal difference than Leeds. And when you look at Bielsa's side, Bielsa has been known for its for the attacking prowess. Bamford has been scoring a lot of goals, but uh, there's something there's been lacking. And I think the best thing that can happen to Leeds right now is that they stay in the league, somehow manage to stay in the league, and next season they can sort of unleash themselves and bring the best out of themselves, because right now they don't seem like the team that's going to challenge a lot.
I have
Going
one question for you though.
Okay.
I have one question for you though regarding the Bielsa. Do you think Bielsa is going to get the sack at the end of the season?
No, I don't think so. What happened to Leicester's coach Claudio Ranieri in Leicester? He could have, still stayed in a team, and Leicester could have still sort of fought for the title. I mean, not this season. This season's been very, very close. But it's kind of harsh, and especially when the fans are not sort of supporting you. But Bielsa is the one who brought this team to the Premier League, and I think he should stay. And let's give him a chance. Let's see how it progresses.
Makes sense.
Going to the next point, Ankit.
A very contentious point for me. Ole sack inevitable. I mean, we have talked about it in our Building Manchester United's Strongest 11 video. Guys, if you haven't checked out, check it out. There'll be some sort of link here and there. Talking about this point, I believe that Ole sack is inevitable from the evidence that we have seen so far in this season. Scoring 12 goals, conceding 14, winning only 3 games and losing 3, and all the 3 games were home games. So it has been a really tough start for Manchester United. Performing really good in the UCL, but it's the Premier League pedigree that counts the most for a Manchester United manager. And I don't think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has proved his mettle in the Premier League so far. As we discussed earlier as well, that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer does not look like a manager who will help Manchester United win the Premier League or the Champions League. So I don't think he'll be the first manager to be sacked in the Premier League this season. That could still be Slaven Bilic of Fulham, of West Bromwich Albion, sorry. But I do think that Ole Gunnar Solskjaer will probably be the second or the third manager in the Premier League to be sacked this season. Not wasting any more time here, Saksham. Let's move on to your next point. What do you have got for us?
Actually, I have not written anything because I think I'll just pour my heart out.
Okay.
Sunday night I went to sleep early because I thought it's going to be an easy victory. The next morning I wake up, see we've been defeated 3-0. I think it's time we sack Arteta. It's But no, I mean, jokes apart, I think we're kind of seeing the same pattern here under Arsene Wenger, where the top 4, and the thing that we lacked most was consistency. And Arteta, one week he's winning big games, and the other he's losing to teams he should have won against, and that's kind of disappointing. When I saw the Arsenal lineup, it's probably the strongest lineup Arsenal could start with right now, given the form of the players, and that kind of upset me because this was a team that's supposed to go into Champions League and win the Champions League. But I mean, there's much more to see here, but like how Chelsea is developing right now, we'll discuss that later.
Also, heartbreak for you.
Yeah.
Partey got injured in that game.
Okay, did he? Okay, I didn't know that. Thank you, Ankit.
Okay.
Thank you. Let's move into the next one. We'll discuss Arsenal. We'll rant about Arsenal in a different podcast.
Sure. To wear or not to wear, I think that has been the most important question in the Premier League so far. A new season, but the same old drama. VAR has been arguably the most talked about thing in the Premier League season so far. With a host of controversial early penalty decisions in the beginning of the season. Who can forget, of course, Dare against Newcastle. The strict handball decisions have been relaxed, and the linesmen have been told not to raise their flag for a potential offside early on. VAR is set to be a strong point of contention going ahead into the season as well. The offside decisions can still be a pain to watch, with a fraction of a millimeter still deciding whether a player is offside or not. There is a theory, though, that the law of averages will at one point kick in, and overall, all the teams will benefit from VAR. I think we're still a little far away from that happening, but VAR is here to stay, and Premier League has been very staunch on their stand that they are going to stick with VAR. There needs to be some improvement in VAR, but we have to live with what we have got right now. Saksham, that was me, VAR. You tell us what you have got for the third point.
Yeah, one thing that I think the biggest problem with VR right now is that there's sort of lack of communication between the VR team and the referee. Like they communicate,
Correct.
but that's only when the referee gives the call, right? I think there should be a system like when a goal has been scored, his sort of watch vibrates,
Hmm.
right? So there should be a system that if VR thinks that there
Hmm.
is a huge decision that is going to be made in the situation, they should sort of signal the referee that okay, this is
Hmm.
something they should introspect. But yeah,
Correct.
let's move into the next point. Money can buy you happiness. Okay, so my theory is money can buy you Ziyech, and Ziyech can give you happiness, right? So I think that works well.
Absolutely.
Yeah. So I mean, let's not talk about Ziyech a lot, but what an amazing player. Chelsea's defense was the talk in the beginning of the season. Yeah, all the spotlight was stolen by its attacking prowess, but right now Chelsea's defense have been looking really solid. They have the highest goal difference, 20 goals scored and only 10 goals conceded. And I don't know how, but somehow the defense seems to be clicking. Maybe it's Chilwell, maybe it's Thiago Silva. We don't know. I think no. I think I know who the MVP is. It's probably Mendy. I think it's a very noticeable change that we have seen.
Difference.
Yeah, change that we
Yeah.
have seen ever since Mendy has arrived and Kepa has been kept away from the team. I think the defense have kind of gained some confidence. And when you have a solid defense, what's the problem in attacking, right? And they have been doing
Makes
so.
sense.
Yeah,
I mean, five clean sheets from the last 6 games needs to be appreciated.
yeah. I mean, exactly. And 4-1 win last game against Sheffield. I saw the game and man, Ziyech, what the hell? What does he do in the pitch? No one knows. So next point is about Liverpool. So
Yeah.
Ankit.
So cool, not so cool. That was our title. Basically, we have seen a lot of upsets in the Liverpool side, with Van Dijk and Matip already injured, and possibly Trent Alexander-Arnold getting that lower ankle injury against Manchester City. It is going to be tough going forward for Liverpool. But this also brings us to a more wider question about the physicality and the mental torture, not the torture, but the mental trauma that the players have to go through during a season like this. After the end of the last, almost only got 2 weeks off, and they were back again into this Premier League season. They did not have much rest, and right now they're playing almost 3 games per week. There has to be there is a toll on the players' mindset and the physicality. And with international break, they're expected to play 3 games going forward into 2 weeks and then come back to the Premier League. At one point, the Premier League officials do need to step in and take some strong decision to allow possibly 5 substitutions instead of 3. I know the lower ranked teams do not benefit from the 5 rank substitutions because they do not have the depth in the squad. But at one point, you have to think about the health of the players and how to save them, because they produce such entertainment for us on the field. We need to do something about them. So Liverpool's defense is a worry, but also in general, I think Premier League needs to do something about the physicality and the mental nature of the game right now. So without talking too much about it now, Saksham, tell us what's the number one point, the number one thing that we noted from the Premier League season so far.
So my title is actually nice defense, oopsie offense. I think Ruben Diaz has been a really solid addition to the team. He's single-handedly has allowed Pep Guardiola to fall into a back four formation, and defensively, I don't think they were lacking against the Liverpool team. I think it was the offense. De Bruyne was not finding his form, and City right now has only two strikers, Aguero and Gabriel Jesus. Aguero is probably one of the best strikers in the league. He's so injury prone that
When he's fit. When he's fit.
yeah, exactly. So he's for such a long period of time he's injury prone, right? So we don't see the best of him. Most of the time he's recovering and sort of trying to get his best form. And Gabriel Jesus, on the other hand, I don't think he's a 20 plus every season goal scorer. And Sterling, I mean, Lord Sterling misses the easiest of chances. We can't expect a lot from him. So I think I won't be shocked if I see some kind of winter transfer move from City. And I mean, bring in Lewandowski if you can. I don't know, but I think it's time that they bring in a really quality striker, and that is going to affect the quality of their game. Ankit, you were saying a few videos earlier that guys, check out our last few videos. What the hell? So Ankit, I think I remember correctly. You were saying that City has not been scoring a lot of goals last season compared to this two seasons ago. I have to blame Guardiola for that because he's been spending so much, and somehow has been no attacking addition to the team. That's kind of strange. You want a very well balanced team.
One interesting point, since you mentioned about the City's lack of attacking flair this season, they have been outside the top 5 in the number of chances created and the number of shots in the box in the season so far. So that has to be somewhere a worrying sign for Pep Guardiola. I think they will recover. Kevin De Bruyne has been finding form, but I think it's Sterling who, after last season's game against Lyon, the chance he missed, I think he has been looking lost in the Premier League so far. I hope he comes back, but I don't think Sterling is a sure shot option for Guardiola going forward.
So, okay, guys, that's it for the video. Thumbs if you liked it, subs if you loved it. Bye bye.
We'll catch you in the next one. Bye bye.
Okay, bye bye. Holy shit.